One, two, 1, 2, 3. I am a guy from a place. Quis The Vndl, Charm City Bipper. Quis is the name my mama. Marquis is the name my mama gave me. Quis is the name my peoples call me. Thinking about a couple of different concepts. Still reflecting, still growing. My intention for this podcast is to express as much love, appreciation, truth, and just embody the things that I say that I stand for. True forgiveness is when you can say thank you for that experience. Oprah Winfrey. True forgiveness is when you can say thank you for that experience. I found so much light in that one phrase, that one quote. And I followed it up and connected it to another quote that is everything is for my betterment. Good, bad, or indifferent. Everything is for my betterment. There was a time where I was making excuses and where I was saying like certain things weren't fair. And then I connected to the power of finding the betterment in it. When I was in, I think 4th grade, I always get the grade confused because how everything went. But I used to walk to 7-Eleven to get like hot dogs and stuff for my mother. So I am on the way to the store to get something for her. She gave me $20. I'm going up to the store from her shop. Not too far of a walk, but if I'm in 4th grade, that's about 9, 10. So I'm on the way up there and about to get this soda and these hot dogs and go back because this was the big bite era. You know, that 2 for 2 or 2 for 2.20 or something, and the just the 7-Eleven hot dog era for me. You know, get the chili, get the cheese, you get yourself a big Slurpee. You know what I'm saying? You get right. So I'm going up there to get these materials. On the way, and I get to the store, and this parking lot is just littered. I'm saying littered with just some knuckleheads. You know, it's a group of guys who take money from kids like me. So I walk up to the store with like my stomach in my butt. You know, when I say stomach in my butt, that's a different kind of nervous. I'm like scary, but I'm 9. I'm 9 to 10. This is 4th grade. Again, I was supposed to be scared. If you're not scared, whatever. But I had an issue with showing that I was scared. And I also had a lot of fear be thrust upon me when I was young. Like fear of dying. I was always hearing about somebody dying, hearing about somebody getting sick, hearing about anything negative. And then I actually went to funerals young. So it was just constant death and sickness and all these things surrounding my experience. And then violence was prevalent as well. So headed up there, get there. I'm in the store watching the vultures circle the 7-Eleven. And I gotta call these guys vultures. They was like, it was predatory. It saw that dumb look on my face, and I didn't hide that dumb look on my face. And I go in there and I grab a 2-liter soda, and there's like 5 guys out there older than me, but they not that old. We all schoolhouse age. Like they at best was like 6th, 7th grade. So I caught this 2-liter Sprite. I get these hot dogs, and I'm on the way back. And I'm walking out the store, and I get that that question that you don't really hear. Something was said, and I was punched in the stomach, and the soda was missing when I woke up. I got hit in the stomach so hard, knocked the wind out my stomach. Guys took the soda, and if I'm remembering correctly, I might have had my bike too. So they might have took my bike. So I'm gonna add that in. So they took the soda, they took the stuff, they took the bike. I was loose. I was I was prey at that moment. Passed out in front of the 7-Eleven, like punched in the stomach, passed out on the sidewalk in front of that 7-Eleven. If you're familiar with Harford Road, this is the 7-Eleven across the street from East Perry. I get punched in the stomach, I'm just laying there. People are stepping over me to go in the store. People are like still buying stuff. So I wake up and go into 7-Eleven, like, you see what happened? And like, nah, you didn't see nothing. Y'all got cameras? Nah, we ain't got cameras. Okay. So I'm like crawling back to the shop, crawling back to my mother's store. I tell her, and in protective mama fashion, what happened? Why you let that happen? Yeah, there's a lot of fear, a lot of that. Other family members heard, and I had a task force that went to go solve this issue. So somebody, I think one of my mother's clients actually, put me in the car. We circled the neighborhood, and we actually find the house of the kids who did it. They like didn't go in the house to hide, and they actually lived very close to the store. So ended up like adults got involved. I get the bike back. The soda's drunk. The soda was drank. It was just gone. The soda's gone, but the money was still present. Well, I think it was. Well, no, it was money. Maybe I had to change because he gave me too much. Like it was just. It was almost like whether she knew it or not, something wanted me to get beat up that day. So, I get that back. A lot of other things happen that I probably don't have to say it, but just sitting with that concept. I get jumped for this soda and my things in 4th grade. It puts a fear in me from that point on, but it also like I was able to walk away. Like I'm grateful for that. Today, a lot of young kids don't get to walk away from these types of situations. It was people in that era that didn't get to walk away, and I sit with it in so many different ways. Bad things are gonna happen. How you gonna stand up afterwards? In dissecting it, it was community that was there for me. Like my mother's clients, these people that they were helping. I had an older cousin that probably should have went to the store with me, but this was something I was used to by then. It's just this time it was people. So like I was getting my legs by then, like 4th, 5th grade. I was starting to bop around my neighborhood, and having friends and different things like that. So it was just a really wild experience. But I had a 6-pack ever since then. Like I was doing sit-ups, I was doing crunches, I was athletic. I learned how to run. I picked up different tools, but I wouldn't have those dots if that experience didn't happen. And it didn't stop me from going outside. Like, it was literally like when I was learning how to ride a bike, I would fall, and like it was like, all right, that it don't work if I get that scary. And eventually, I'm pedaling, and I was walking miles. And it was just like a circular radius area that I'm walking through, but ended up getting my crew, and it was also just interesting because I didn't let nobody. I ain't like stealing. Like, no, we ain't stealing. And it's funny because like when I was in stores, people was watching me more than they was watching my friends. And another thing to add, people at the 7-Eleven said they didn't have no cameras. They didn't want to help. They didn't know nothing or whatever. All of this mess. And like a couple weeks later, they got robbed at shotgun point. And it was a camera. And it was on the news. They just wasn't using the camera for me. So was just a lot of different things that it showed me. And it allowed me to appreciate the people that show up for me even more. But it's amazing how a problematic moment or moment of pain and crisis can influence so much in our life. Just this one little experience. And it made me more conscious of how the young guys around me were. I ain't want nobody picking on nobody. I ain't like that bullying stuff. Like, you bullying dudes? Like, what you want? That's part of why I taught at a school, to talk kids out of stupid stuff like that. Like, just ask. Like, it's always a better way. You ain't gotta pick on nobody. Especially not the little guy. Like, and then the people who get courage because other people is being knuckleheads, that's the lame one. Like, don't do that, bro. Don't be. And all of us are capable of doing it, so no judgment. Cause I've been lame. I've been lame. I've said some things because everybody was saying them. Ganging up verbally, but the physical part, I'm like, nah, we ain't doing that. Like, we ain't finna bank nobody. We ain't finna do that. You got a problem with bro, that's 1-on-1. And we definitely not gonna beat up nobody that's way smaller than us. That's light work. What you on? What you on? Yeah. Many moments. Many moments. But I've forgiven those fellows. I've forgiven myself for being too weak to protect myself. I've forgiven 7-Eleven. Forgive y'all for not using them cameras. And I just sit with the power of these moments, the power of pain. Yeah. Well, I guess I'm dragging it at this point. But as I always say, one day made better is many days made greater. I'm uplifting you to be in a world that cares. If I keep it to myself, I think that that's unfair. The joy I've been given is best when shared. Visionaries never die, legends survive. Through the seas we sow daily, we get better with time. I said, visionaries never die, legends survive. Through the seas we sow daily, we get better with time. I said, visionaries never die, legends survive. Sometimes you get hit in the 7-Eleven line. I mean, I got hit outside the store, and I went outside my mind, and I went right to sleep. On the ground, I was crying. Hey, man. I'm wishing you peace, prosperity, and many blessings. I wish and hope that you enjoy the day you've been given. Love. Love.